Hello, my tubies. I'm trying to make this camera look the best that it can look. Yes. Anyway, I'm here with Q&A about love, sex, and relationships. This is season 1, part 4. I thought I'd start something new, especially when it comes to love, sex, and relationships. I'm sure that we all have questions pertaining to that. hmm So, my next question, I have to make sure my chin is up. How about that? Okay, so I have a question here. As you know, my email address is SheilaTrueLove7 at AOL.com. So this is where the questions are sent to me, and I will address them as soon as I get them and as soon as I have a free moment, if you will, because don't forget I have my women's group on Marco Polo. I also have where people speak to me individually on Marco Polo, Walkie Talkie, and I have a full-time job, and I have a YouTube channel, and I have a home that I have to run. I love you all, and I'm going to get to you, and God knows as soon as I can. Yeah, I do the best that I can, and that's all that's expected of me. And I love you, and I know you're so understanding. The next question that we have here, and this is a question that we we all have experienced and want to know how to solve. How can I learn to control my temper? Because we have lived with narcissists. That's one thing about a narcissist. They go from 0 to 1,000 straight up and down. So, yeah, we want to learn how to control their temper. We're going to learn some things about this. So, this is a person who sent a question, how can I learn to control my temper? I'm assuming they must be a narcissist. But anyway, I have a problem I'm embarrassed to admit to. I have a really bad temper that is ruining my love life. It doesn't take much to set me off. And I end up taking my anger out on my mate, my children, even strangers. What's wrong with me? How can I learn to control myself? Well, first thing I want to say is I'm proud of you, the person who sent this question, that you admitted that you needed help. That's something you're not narcissistic, because a narcissist would never do that, okay? And you're absolutely right. Your anger is ruining your life. A person who's has these anger issues, they cause their friends and their family, they have to live in constant fear, and they have to walk on eggshells. They're feeling totally uncomfortable. So you sit here and you wonder and you ask yourself, what is wrong with me? And how can I learn to control myself? That's pretty much the question that you have sent. But first of all, I want to tell you something. Nothing is wrong with you. Something is wrong that's inside of you. It's not you. It's something inside of you that's wrong. You're not a bad person because you get angry. You're probably angry because when you were a child, you was treated badly or you felt bad, like a bad person. It's definitely, this is the thing. It's always something that happens in our childhood. I hate to admit it, but according to experts and psychiatrists and psychology, it's always something that happened in our childhood. God knows I've had so many things happen in my childhood that I knew how to rise above it, but everybody is not me. Okay, so some people are caught up in their childhood. Okay, when you notice that you get upset over insignificant things, things that are not really that important, events that it should not have a powerful event to set you off, like the way you was all hurt up and the way you went from 0 to 1,000. You got angry. That's because the source of most of your anger, it's not about what you're dealing with in the present. but it's about what happened to you in the past. Okay? Now, you know me, I like to do research. I like to talk to the experts and professionals. And after talking with the professionals, when you think about most rageaholics, they have experienced numerous things. One of the things that they have experienced is they were either physically, verbally, or sexually abused as children. And they stored up that rage inside. And they let it out as an adult when they feel that it's safe. Yeah, I'm an adult now. I can say what I want to. I can rage out. Because something that happened to these people, they were abused sexually, physically, verbally, mentally, whatever. And or it could also be that they felt unloved or they were abandoned as a child. It could have been through divorce, an absent parent, the death of a parent, and because of this, they act out that childhood rage as adults when they meet people who love them. You see, because they had a parent that loved them. And because this parent died or left them or whatever, they feel this comfortability to rage out at you, whatever. Or how about this? It could be that they felt powerless as a child. Maybe they had alcoholic parents that or drug addict parents that they couldn't save. They watched helplessly as one of their parents abused the other one. They never had the permission to express their feelings, and as adults, they're compensating by losing control with other people because of their anger. Now, you have many adults who appear angry, and they have this grief from their childhood, all this childhood trauma, all these childhood issues. And when you think about it, just sitting around trying to treat the anger without understanding the cause, that's only a temporary fix, and it's dangerous. We have to understand the cause of why they get so angry, go from 0 to 1,000. Because I know my ex-narc, but he had a disability. He told me about his childhood, how people used to exclude him. They used to, talk about his disabilities and stuff. So he had issues, whatever. Anyway, I should have knew red flag should have left, whatever. Now, we know that normally when a person has anger issues, we tell them to count to 10, or we tell them to take a time out, and we tell them try to learn how to communicate their feelings in an appropriate way. But sometimes that's not good enough, You have to locate the reason for these people being so angry. And you have to give that little child, that hurt child inside of them, you have to give them permission to express their emotions that they've been holding in their life. Because, there's a saying, and I hate cliches, but it's true. If you don't work it out, you're going to act it out. And that's where the anger comes when it comes to these narcissists or these people that we have been dealing with. Personally, me, I don't have the patience for it because I've had a lot of things that happened to me in my childhood that I just, look, it happened, it's over. I'm in the driver's seat now, okay? I'm running this show. I don't have to be angry anymore because I'm in charge. But then again, everybody is not me. Whatever. Now, I think that a person who has these type of issues, they need to go into some serious therapy and talk it out. And I'm not talking about just talking it out. They need to have things like hitting punching bags so that they can release their angers, or screaming into a pillow, or using a baton to strike and intenser stuff. They need to let that out so they can work it out. You know what I'm saying? Because once you begin to release that old pent up emotion, you will find that controlling your anger becomes much easier, since you won't feel anger as frequently, and therefore you won't react from an angry place. Hi guys, No notification. Hey, Miss Lady. Hi. Yeah. So we're talking about this pent up anger, and where does all this anger come from when it comes to these narcissists? You have to remember, by facing and healing your old demons, you're not only giving your loved ones a wonderful gift, but you're loving yourself in the most profound and the most impossible way. You're taking care of it, the situation. It's things that happened to you in your childhood that you couldn't seem to get past, whatever that means, because I know I don't mean to be on a high horse or trying to be judgmental, but I've had so many things happen to me in my childhood. And once I was out of my childhood, hi Miss Lady, I love you. I love you too. I'm in the driver's seat now. Even when it comes to my parents may have done something to me, I don't live with them anymore. I will still visit them, but the moment they start getting on my nerve or triggering a certain feeling inside of me, I can always say, wow, look at the time. You know what, Mom? You know what, Dad? I gotta go. But it's always a pleasure to spend time with you. I love you. Because you don't have to live with them anymore. So why can't you visit your parents or deal with whatever the hell you're going through? Childhood is over. It's over. Like I had my ex-narc, he had disabilities, and the reason why he was so angry is because of the way people treated him in his childhood. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, whatever. I think maybe I seem to be so insensitive. It's because I've had so many awful things happen to me that I've had PTSD, especially when it came to the things from my children. I've had PTSD, and I'm sure I must have given them PTSD. Okay? At the same time, you have to rise above it. That's in the past. Let the past stay in the past. Let's try to stay in the moment. All that narcs have mommy and daddy issue. Yeah, I hear you. And we're supposed to sit around here and deal with that? No. Well, I suggest you put yourself with professionals, people who are trained to handle this type of situation that you're going through. And yeah, we could work. Yeah, okay then. Whatever, man. Because personally, me, do I seem impatient? Huh. I don't mean to sound impatient. It's just that I am such a firm believer in living in the moment. Because if you don't want to throw your life away, you don't want to be a miserable individual throughout life, and you want to continue to be the bubbles in champagne and enjoy your life, you have got to learn to live in the moment. At this moment, I have good health, I have a job, I have a roof over my head, I have clothes on my back, I have acquaintances, I have my family. Well, my family sucks, but I have somewhat of my family. And yeah, and the most important thing is as long as you have good health. You have good health, you have the Meetup app, life is sweet. And the only way that you're going to enjoy life, darling, is to learn to live in the moment. And I'm done with this topic. Let's move on to the next question. How about that? Whatever. Just so that's a topic that really pushes my buttons. When people don't know how to let go of the past. The past happened when you had no control. Things was just happening to you. And you was young. You had nothing. You couldn't do nothing about it. You're an adult now. You're grown. You're in the driver's seat. Now, let's see what's up now. You getting angry over what? And I understand. Things have happened. Put yourself in therapy. Get the experts. They do need professional help. Yeah, I hear you, Albany. If a person hasn't been yeah, come on already. Get the help. Talk through it. Talking is good. If you're going through depression, they have mild antidepressants. We're not talking about heavy duty psychiatric, what's going to make you feel like a zombie. No, mild. Because when my mom passed, I had to go on an antidepressant. It was called Wellbutrin. I needed that drug to help me because my serotonin levels were low, my dopamine in my head was all effed up. I was depressed, clinically depressed. I wasn't able to focus on in the moment. I couldn't do it. So I needed help. So guess what I did? I went and got the help, but I wasn't going to take no antidepressant without me having a weekly meeting with the counselor. I'm going to take this antidepressant along with me having somebody to talk to. And that's how you go work through it. We all have been abused to some extent. We all have freaking... What person have you met in life that don't have an issue or hasn't been through something? Who have you met? I haven't met anyone, so maybe you could fill me in. Sorry. No. You get the help that you need and you work through it and you get past it and let's move on and do what God and Jesus Christ told us to do. And that's to love God and Jesus Christ and to love each other. That's the only command that we have to focus on. Because if God is going to destroy the world, when all is said and done, God is going to look at our hearts and see how our heart is. Did you love God and do things? Yeah. Try to live your life in harmony with the Bible. I did. Was I perfect? No. But did I try? I gave it my hardest. Did you love each other? Did you treat other people the way you want to be treated? That's what God is going to look at. You can knock at so many doors. You can have eons of Bible studies. You can be going to church every day, every other day. It doesn't matter. Because if you don't treat people the way you want to be treated, and you don't love God and Christ, you're done. Because there's a scripture in the Bible, I can't think of it offhand, where you have these scribes and Pharisees who come before Jesus and say, Lord, 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 did I not do this in your name? Did I not do that? Did I not do this? Everything you told me. And Jesus Christ is going to say, get away from me. Get away from me, you workers of lawlessness. My number one law was that you love each other. And you didn't show love for your fellow man. And how do you show love for your fellow man and each other and all the above, what have you? Just treat people the way you want to be treated. Do you want to be lied to? I'm going to be silent on this one. Do you want somebody to use you, abuse you, take advantage of you? Do you want that? No. So you should not treat other people like that. That's all Jesus Christ said. That's it, and that's all. How complicated, how hard is that? Treat people the way you want to be treated. Come on now. That's livable. Narcs don't want to talk. No more narc, period. Jesus is king. Yes. Jesus is king. I love my babies. Yeah, I mean, come on already. You know, I think humans tend to complicate life. It's not that hard. How hard is it to treat people the way... Do you want somebody cheating on you, cutting your throat, stabbing you in your back, betrayal? No, you don't. So don't do it to other people. Do you want somebody lying to you? No, you don't. So don't do it to other people. Do you want somebody stealing from you? No, you don't. So I'm sorry. Where is the complication here? Somebody help me, please, because I don't get it. But like I said, we're moving on to the next question. Why do my wife and I fight all the time? How can we stop? Well, I'm going to answer that. Wife and husband fight all the time because if a man don't want to be nagged, see how simple this is? Just do it the first time she asks. Anytime she asks, make sure she's not domineering. But if she asks, like, honey, would you mind taking out the garbage, babe? I could really use that because I'm cleaning up the house right now and I want to keep everything organized. Would you mind taking out the garbage? Okay, he heard you. Me, I'm the type that I won't nag anymore. But if I wake up the next day and the garbage is still there, yeah, we got a problem. So if you don't want to be nagged, just do it the first time she asks. How hard is that for men to figure out? Oh, wait, I'm sorry. We were talking about the male species. That's hard. You don't want to be nagged. I'm going to say this for the third time. Reiterate. The Bible says inculcate, inculcate. If you don't want to be nagged, do it the first time they ask you. Okay? Because I had my brother living with me. He hated being nagged. So when I asked my brother to do something, he was on it, ASPN. And I was saying, what's up with that? Why? How is it that you manage to do things this way and other men don't? My brother told me the secret. He said, because I don't want to hear your mouth. I don't want to hear your mouth. He knew how to shut me down. He was a team player. That's it, man. Come on already. Anyway, she says, it seems like my wife and I fight all the time. It doesn't even matter what the issues are. We constantly are at each other's throat. I know we love each other and we want to stop, but our truce and our anger, it lasts for a day at the most, and then we're right back to bickering. So their peace lasts only for a day. What's going on? Let me see what's going on. I'm trying to see. Somebody in this relationship, I think, is not feeling appreciated, understood, or supported. People are sitting up here having a lot of resentment. They're suppressing their feelings. Yeah, again, communication is definitely needed in this situation. Going back to this, I got to keep going back to the question because I'm trying. They got different points. I think you have to think about the emotional things in your life that's not being needed. You have to talk to your partners. Again, here we go. Communication. Ask them, do you feel loved? Do you feel needed? Appreciated? I'm not, yeah. Do you feel loved, needed, appreciated, whatever? And when they say no, 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 what can I do to make you feel appreciated? What would make you feel appreciated? What would make you feel valued? I'm just, curious because I love you. And considering, obviously, whatever the hell, you don't feel appreciated, you don't feel valued, I need to know what can make you feel valued and appreciated. Please share that with me. And there you go with that. Now we got this other question that is huge. It's huge. And I got to share this with you because it's, what can I do about a partner who is mean? Mean. My ex-husband, he was mean. He was hateful. I never understood it. But anyway, let's listen up. How can you give relationship advice when you're not even married? How can I give relationship advice when I'm not married? Because I've been married twice. I was engaged to be married again. So it shows that I'm definitely marriage material. That was a good question. I'm glad you posed that. I'm not even married. Honey, look. I was engaged to be married for the third time, but I saw red lights. That's Gertrude. Yeah, honey. I don't know if you've seen the rest of my posting. I've already been married. I've done my bid. I've done my time in the prison. I was engaged to be married again. I could be married anytime I choose to. Any of my exes, if I want them back, I could have them back. But let me tell you something about these people who are married. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to put up with abuse. So you see a lot of people who are married, and I'm not knocking married people. At the same time, people who have been married for 20, 30, 40 years, talk to them. So Gertrude, why don't you talk to some of these married people who are married? They're miserable. They are miserable. You have people who have been miserable for 11, 15, 20 years. They're married. So my question to you, Gertrude, is you say that to say what? Why did you make that comment? You said that comment to say what? How to be successful in a marriage when you're not even married. So it seems like you can't even be successful in a marriage. Yeah, I can. It's called I could be a doormat. How about that? Of course I can. I can keep a man. God knows I can. I just have to lay down, be a doormat, let him use me, abuse me, take advantage of me, cheat on me, treat me like I'm not worth much of nothing, like most of these people who are married. And you know why I say that? Because when these people finally come out of the marriages, especially at my job, these are people who have been married for 20, 30 years and now they're out. They tell you that the first 2 years of my marriage, we was happy. The rest of my marriage, I was miserable. So Gertrude, in answer to your question, how can I give advice of marriage when I'm not married? Because I have been married twice. I guess what, Gertrude? Engaged to be married again. So what does that tell you? Oh, I'm definitely marriage material. I'm the one who says no. I'm the one who said I'd rather be single and happy than married and miserable. Why? Gertrude, darling, you need to get out more. You do. Anyway, our next question is, what can I do about a partner who is mean? How about that, Gertrude? This is right. This is the perfect answer. Whenever my husband and I fight, he doesn't just get angry. He gets mean. But guess what, Gertrude? She's still there. See why I'm divorced? I'm not going to stay with some man who's mean and hateful. That's something you would do. Anyway, a doormat. He calls me awful names. Gertrude, you would take that, wouldn't you? Of course. As long as you say, look, I got a man. He calls me awful names. He insults me. And he acts like an attack dog. I'm sorry, Gertrude. What was that question you posed again? How can you give advice on marriage when you're not married? Because I won't put up with this. Okay, let's read further. We always make up eventually, but after 4 years of marriage, this is just 4 years, okay? I'm starting to feel beaten down. Okay, Gertrude is trolling. She does this all the time, and that's not no problem. Yeah, I bet you she looks like 10, 15, 20 years older than her age. Yeah, okay. Check this out. Let's listen to the question that my Teletubby and my Tubi sent me. We always make up eventually, but after 4 years of marriage, I'm starting to feel beaten down. When I try to talk to him about this, he gets defensive and accuses me of being too sensitive. What should I do? So now we're talking about what can I do about a partner that's mean. All these women who are in these relationships, yeah, 20, 30 years, yeah. The first 3 years was nice. After that 3-year mark, honey, it was total torture and hell. Me, I wasn't willing to do it. Why? I know my worth. I know what I deserve. And I know what I'm going to put up with and what I will never tolerate. It's called boundaries. You have none. Anyway, Gertrude. Yeah, whenever your husband becomes mean when you fight. Let me just look at this question again. A lot of times when these men become mean and hateful, it's because they feel like they're being controlled or they're being overpowered or they're being manipulated by one of their parents or their siblings. They feel manipulated and overpowered. That's not a problem of ours because that's not what a wife is trying to do. But if a person is right about something, they're right. The Bible says God loves those who are humble. What does humility mean? It means it's teachable. Yeah. You have a lot of these males that are not humble. They're not teachable. It's being able to admit when, you know what? Maybe I should have looked at it from a different angle. Maybe my wife does have a good point. Yeah, sure. Yeah, right. Whatever. Let's think about maybe he had an abusive childhood, abusive parent. So not my problem. Address that in therapy, kid. Because when you're ready to step out into a relationship and a marriage, you should have your crap together. It's like every time you sit up here and you criticize him, and you don't mean to criticize him, but anytime you bring it to his attention or you express any feelings that you're not content with what's going about in this marriage, he thinks of you as the enemy and he tries to hurt you to defend himself. Childhood issues, again. Yeah. Do I have time for this? No, I don't. So, Gertrude, or whoever the hell's sitting up there, how can you give answers to? Well, yeah, okay, because why am I able to talk about marriage when I am not married? Because I have experience of marriage. How about that? Do I know how to have a successful marriage? Of course I do. It's called follow what the Bible says. A man has his role, a woman has hers. And if everybody do their role, we good. But you're meeting up with all these men or these males, not even, I'm sorry, excuse me, boys, burden on you, sister. BOYS, burden on you, sister. Not a man, meet all needs. No, you're so busy meeting up with these boys, and that's why the marriages are not working. Look at the children of today. Let's look at the women. Crazy, all crazy. They're crazy. The children are crazy. Who did God appoint to be the head of the household? Who did God say is supposed to be the leaders, the captain of the ship? It surely wasn't the women and the children. It's the man. So if things are not working out, Gertrude, Cooner, whatever the hell your issues are, that's pretty much where the problem lies. And when you have a man who is verbally abusive, you have got to let him know that that's not acceptable. For him to call you names or for him to put you down. And that's something you're not willing to do, Gertrude. And many women are not willing to do it. They sit up there and they put up with crap that they should never put up with. And another thing is you have got to understand a lot of these males in these relationships, they need professional help. They need to get some help when it comes to understanding and healing all this old rage that they have. It has nothing to do with the woman that she's with. And I'm going to tell you something, and I'm never going to back down on this. And I would say this, and I will stand by it until the day I die. If we had more women in the world like me, if we had women in the world like me, we would have nothing but a world of nothing but good men. That's right. If more women were like me, and that's not being egotistical or trying to think I'm above it all. No, it's about, there's certain things where you have boundaries. And you cross these boundaries, there are consequences for bad behavior. You have got to let these boys know that what are the benefits in this for you? What are the consequences in this for you? Let them draw their own conclusion. You see, you can't, how you say, make people see things the way you want to see them. You can't tell people what to do. In life, I've learned that, okay? You have got to let people come to their own conclusion. And when you're speaking to folks, you have your viewpoint, but you have got to let them figure it out for themselves. And the only way to let people figure things out for themselves, my son he's amazing. He's a social worker, a psychiatrist, an analyst. He helped me to see he's right. He's definitely right. You have to make people see the choices that you're making. Like you want to sit up here and look at other women. You want to sit up here and cheat on me. What are the consequences of your doing that? Tell me something. How is that going to benefit you in the long run? Because you know that God said, vengeance is mine, I will repay. So you have, they left Catholic priests. Stop letting Gertrude get off your square. This is what she does. I hear you, Ma. Thank you. Gertrude is not. Actually, I appreciate Gertrude because she gave me a stage to say a lot of things that I'm feeling. Thank you, Gertrude. Love you, baby. Anyway, you got to let people figure things out for themselves, and the only way you can do that is by you know, whatever decision that you decide to make. You decided to stay with this man. What are the benefits in it for you, and what are the consequences of you staying with a narcissist? He's beating you up. You got bruises on your body. You got black eyes. Okay, so what are the benefits? The benefits is I don't have to live in a shelter. I have a nice home, and I have him paying all the bills. That's the benefits. Okay, so you feel that the benefits outweigh the consequences. You sit up to stand with somebody who's abusing you. You feel that's more important to you, material things. Okay, then stay there, girlfriend. I say, yo, you want to talk about it? I'll listen. Mm-hmm. Sure. Go up and read your chat. But like I said, anyway, you have to help people to like my son, he schooled me. He totally schooled me. Yeah, mom, you have to stop trying to change people because you can't change people, mom. You have got to, and it was so enlightening for me, and I love learning new things every day. My son totally schooled me. I love that man. Anyway, ooh, this is a good one. I got a question here. Whoa. Oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. All right. Okay, sorry guys. I got so excited because this is perfect. Oh my God. Anyway, the next question is, after I brush my hair, where's my brush? I'll be back, guys. Hold on a moment. Because this one is, let me tell you what the question is so that way you can be thinking about some answers to help me out. Because I already got the answer instantly when I looked at the question, but I have to go into details to, I don't know, help other people see things. How you say, like my son said, figure it out. What are the benefits? Okay, check this out. This is the question. How do I deal with a partner who is physically abusive? You have time to think about that. Work with me. Help me out here. Oh my God. Really? I already have the answer. Dead the sucker. But okay then. Yeah. I have to help them come to that conclusion on their own. What are the benefits of staying with this person? What are the consequences? What is the detriment? Really? I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, we have that question, how do I deal with a... Hold on a minute, let me get my glasses. I'll be right back. Go up and read your chat. Why do I need to go up and read my chat? I don't need that. But anyway, okay. Anyway. Okay, so now our next question is, How do I deal with a partner who is physically abusive? And the question is, my husband has a bad temper. And sometimes when we argue, he pushes me or he hits me. This doesn't seem often, and he always cries afterwards and tells me he's sorry. I know he came from a very abusive home and was beaten by his father. I love him very much, and I'm trying to be understanding, but these incidents are making it hard for me to trust him. I'm also worried about the effect they will have on our young children. How can I help him and get him to stop abusing me? My answer is don't help him, help yourself and get out now. How about that? That's my answer. How about that? Am I cold and sensitive and lacking in empathy? Yeah, really? Huh. I don't care if he was abused as a child or how many times he apologizes. You have got to realize that you are married to a abusive, battering boy. I don't say man, please. And because you sit up here and you constantly make excuses for him, you know what that makes you? It makes you codependent. It's never, ever acceptable in any circumstances for anyone to put up with physical violence against another person. Your husband, to be honest, he has a serious problem and he needs to get some serious help, you know? But then again, to be honest with you, so do you. Because you are in major denial about what's going on. It's not about him having a bad temper. It's not about a bad temper. He's physically abusive. Oh, come on now. I'm an ebony woman. You know I'm not going for that. What if your mother is a I told you don't ask me that. Because normally people say, is your mother a narcissist? It's not the mother, it's the children who are narcissists. That's pretty much it. So I'm the wrong person for you to ask me that. Shayna, I don't want to be rude to you, but I'm the wrong person to ask for that because people who speak badly about their parents, I'm not trying to hear it, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, they talk about how abusive and narcissistic their parents are when they are the ones who are narcissists. Okay, because first of all, if you're talking about a single mother, she's doing a job that she's not supposed to be doing anyway. The Bible says that Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4, you fathers go on bringing up these kids. Because God already knew. He already knew. That's not a woman's job. That's not her capability. So if you want to tell me about how narcissistic your mother is, I don't want to hear that. Because she's doing a job she's not supposed to do anyway. So I will refer you to somebody who you can talk to. But like I said in a couple of my videos, and I'm trying not to blow up here, don't talk to me about how bad your mother was and your parents. I'm the wrong person to talk to about that. Does that stuff exist? Of course it does. I'm just the wrong person to talk to about that, okay? So back to these abusive partners and sticking around. Yes, your husband has a serious problem and he needs help. But then, like I said, so do you, because you're in major denial about what's going on. You need to get some help. Okay? Let me go back over this question again. How are you supposed to handle this situation when it comes to you having an abusive person who's physical? Really? And it's even got children involved? You're supposed to insist that they leave. Or you need to take your children and you need to leave yourself. Let him know that if he wants the marriage to continue, he needs some intensive personal help because there are a lot of therapists who could deal with these batterers, and that's when it's not too me. No, once a man put his hand on you, honey, it's over. It's done. That's a wrap. The first time, okay. You have so many battered women's hotlines and so many battered women's homes and hideaways. This is not like in 1950, 1940. We're in 2018. It's totally different. The first time a boy, because a man would never hit a woman, a boy puts his hand on you, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. Bye. And you have children too, because you know that it's going to go from you hitting you, and as the kids grow older, they're going to be a little more teenager. It's going to go to hitting them. Come on now. Do we really have to have this discussion? And I know you're sitting there saying, well, it's so easy for some women to say, well, just get up and leave. It's not that easy for me because he'll kill me. But that's why they have shelters. They don't have the address. They don't know where you are. They won't find you. They won't. If they have to relocate you to another town, they will. Do I have trust in the system? Hell no, not really. I have trust in Jehovah God and Jesus Christ. And when you go to Jehovah God and Jesus Christ to help you get away, it's as good as done. Jehovah sees what's up with this nonsense. And that's why Jehovah made sure that he has these shelters for women and children. And they have addresses that these men would never know. But a lot of these women, they stay because they don't want to leave the material things. They rather get beat up, blacked up, because they want to hang on to the material. I like the house. I like the convenience of my car. I like the luxury I have in my exit. Okay, so that means more to you than your life and your children. I say, if that's what's important, stay, babe. Stay. And then do everything in your power not to make him angry. We know that's not going to happen. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, like I said, if they had more women like me, they would have a world of nothing but good women. I mean, good men. If they had more women like me, I'm not sitting up here having my tits hanging out, my tight pants, my vagina showing, saying a pose. No, you cheat on me, you look at other women, lusting after, you're done, kid. How about that? When a man treats you poorly, he treats you like something underneath his shoe? No. He's looking and lusting after other females? Are you serious? Do you honestly think that women are supposed to stay for that? No. Like I said, if we had more women like me, we would have a world of nothing but good men. But because you have so many females who's putting up with, you don't have to work. You could drive my car. You could, live rent-free. You could eat my food. Let's play video games together. Oh, honey, thank you so much for cooking dinner today. Really? Women's work. Really? That's okay, baby. I bought you some new sneakers, those Jordans that cost like almost $200. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's okay, baby. I love you. I bought you a gift today. Guess what I bought? He ain't doing nothing to stand up as a man. You done sat up there and castrated these males. You cut off their testicles. You cut off their genitals. Took everything away from him from being a man. A man is supposed to go out there and know how to hustle to take care of his family. He's supposed to know how to go out there and be a hunter. He's supposed to know how to go out there and get the money to pay the rent, the utilities, the food. Those are necessities. The bare necessity. He don't care about what you want, but he damn sure know how to take care of what we need. That's rent, food, utilities. We got to keep the refrigerator on so we keep the food going. We don't need cable and the Wi-Fi and all that. That's not. But he's going to take care of that rent, that food, and those utilities, and make sure that you have some clothes because you need clothes on your back. That's a MAN. Meet all needs. Come on now. Let a man be a man and stop emasculating them. Stop that. Sheila True Love, whatever. We're going on to the next question. What does it mean if a couple never fights? Means that they're delusional and they're lying to each other. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No matter how compatible you are with your partner, honey, you're gonna have disagreements and you're gonna fight. So if that person don't fight, it's because they ain't feeling you and they with somebody else. How about that? Okay, how can I ask my partner for what I need without sounding like I'm too demanding? That's a good question. Here we go. Let's go in. Whenever I try to express my needs to my partner, he accuses me of being demanding because he's not a man, honey. He's a boy. A burden on you. Because a man, meet all needs, would never see you as being demanding. I try to be careful about how I ask for what I want, but no matter what I do, he gets defensive and won't listen. Is there a way I can ask for the things I need without making him feel I'm trying to control him? Let me see by a show of hands how many women have gone through this. Well, personally, me, I think that he's cheap and stingy. He doesn't really value you because anything that a man values, like his car, he has no problem spending money on that. Let his car need something, honey, and watch how fast he comes up with the money for that. Show me where a man spends his money, and I'll show you what he loves and what he values. That's the end of that. Something happened to him in his childhood. Well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, show me where a man spends his money, and I'll show you what he loves. And that's the end of that. Next, he don't value you and he don't love you. Because I also noticed when I was talking to some of the females at my job, you know, they was talking about how their husbands are so cheap and stingy with them. And I noticed that the females were older. They were like in their 50s and all of that. And that's when they noticed their husbands started to, devalue them because they no longer value you and they no longer find you to be worth it. Okay? You should never have to argue with no man about money because anytime a man has a problem with going in his pocket for you, but he don't have no problem going in his pocket for some street whore, some thought. Oh, check this out. His car, he comes up with the money for that no matter what. He finds a way. When I go to the supermarket, to be honest with you, and I'm spending more money in the supermarket than he is, my feelings get hurt. It just gets hurt. I'm sorry. I can't help it. That's just me. Because I keep thinking in my head, in the Bible, God gave me my role. I'm doing my job. I'm treating him like a king at home. I'm total Proverbs 31, if you will. And then when I go out to the market and I got to go in my pocket, he's not treating me like I'm a queen. A queen never has to worry about food, rent, utilities. A king takes care of that. That's a part of being a king. No, my feelings are hurt. No, I'm sorry. That's just me. How do you handle a partner who's very critical of you? Dead him because it's called devaluing you. They don't appreciate a goddamn thing you do. Okay. Yeah, my boyfriend keeps trying to change everything about me. From how I dress, what I read, the grammar I use when I speak, even who my friends are. Nothing I do is ever enough. And I live with constant criticism. I'm afraid I'll never live up to his expectations. How can I get him to be less critical? Personally, me, As I look at this question again, because I got to read the questions over a couple of times, I think that you're asking the wrong question. How can I get them to stop being so critical of me? What you need to be asking yourself is, why am I punishing myself by being in a relationship with someone who treats me like I'm dirt? That's the question you really need to be asking. How can I get over someone who's critical? No, wrong question. Your partner is making it very, very clear that they don't like you very much. Okay, they're not feeling you. I also have to ask the question, why are you attracted to somebody who treats you so badly? Why do you stay with someone who treats you so badly and treats you like you're not important? And you already know. You don't even have to ask that question because I'm sick of it. Because you already know the answer. It goes back to your childhood. What happened to you in your childhood? It's always about the freaking childhood that you can't seem to let go. You're repeating a pattern that happened to you in your childhood where you wasn't accepted, and oh God, I'm so done with this question. You know what? I'm going to the next question. Something happened to your childhood, you couldn't seem to get over it. Seek therapy, get a therapist, take some fucking excuse me. Sorry. There's so many people who find it so hard to break this childhood pattern. Me, I had no problem. Once I was liberated, I was out of my mom's house. I'm in the driver's seat now, kid. That's why I'm mentally healthy. Did I go through relationships with these men who were needy? I like I said, God created women to be a man's helper, and I'm supposed to be a helper. That's the way I saw it. What the hell? Next question. Yeah, you know what? We're gonna end this because it's been 57 minutes, and I'm kind of tired. As you see, I'm starting to become less and less empathetic, and I'm turning cold and hard because I'm tired. That's probably what it is. Because personally, me, all of these things that happened to you in your childhood, and instead of you learning how to live in the moment, everything is great. Now you're in the driver's seat. Everybody keeps pointing back to your childhood. Freak the childhood, man. That's over, okay? It's over. Why do you keep freaking out over something that you can't control? You can't change it. How do you go to your Heavenly Father in prayer, pray to Him to help you heal. Yeah, go into therapy, get the counseling that you need, take an antidepressant just to get your serotonin and your how you say that dopamine uh, up to par. And then you get off the antidepressants after 6 months. Do antidepressants for 6 months. Your dopamines will be on point. Serotonin is back. And realize you, not your parents, not your childhood nonsense. They're not here no more. You don't live with them anymore. Should you visit them? Of course you should. Because Ephesians chapter 6 says, if you want things to go well for you, watch how you treat your parents. You don't live with them anymore. So you can hang out for an hour with them, 2 hours, 3, and then you're gone. You ghost. One day out of a freaking week. How about 1 day out of 2 weeks? At least you're doing things the way God said you should. You're looking out for your parents. You're good company. Yo, come on now. It's not rocket scientists here. It really isn't. But if you want things to go well for you and you want to live a long time on this earth, watch how you treat your parents, okay? I know you went through PTSD. You know what? My kids, my son and my daughter, put me through PTSD. Okay? I set an example. You don't lose your virginity until you're married. Did my daughter do that? Nope. You have a kid out of wedlock. Did I go through that? Yeah, with who? A old man her first kid was with. PTSD for me. Okay? Then you think you'll learn from your mistakes. No, no, no. She goes out there and get knocked up by somebody else who's a different nigger, a different baby daddies. I didn't raise her that way. I raised her as a Christian. PTSD. Yeah. And guess what? The births, I was at those both births watching her push out these kids. That was totally against everything I taught her against. I did not raise her that way. You want to talk about PTSD and what your parents have put you through? Let's talk about what you kids put parents through. Okay? Then you have a kid who you sat up there as a single parent, living from paycheck to paycheck. They don't appreciate nothing you buy them. They have nothing but critical crap to talk about. Really? Yeah. Let's talk about PTSD. When you have a kid who you gave your all to, yo, you know what? Was I perfect? Hell no. I used to turn to alcohol. Why? Because that was the only thing that I had to help me hang on to my sanity. In the Bible, it shows that Jesus Christ's first miracle was turning water into what? Alcohol. Wine. It was alcohol. Jesus drank alcohol. He wasn't smoking blunts. He wasn't smoking crack or nothing of that. So you felt, yo, I got one outlet, just a little bit of outlet to help me hang on to my sanity. So you did some booze. Oh, God. Was I perfect with this? No. But you want to sit up here and talk about PTSD? All these people want to talk about what their parents put them through. What have you put your parents through? Okay. That's just lightweight. You raise your kids. We know how the Bible talks about homosexuality. We know what the Bible says. Come on now, it's cut and dry. Anytime a man lays up with a man the way he would lay up with a woman, he's supposed to be put to death. God is against homosexuality. I find out my son is gay. Oh, God. You want to really talk about PTSD? Being traumatized? Needing to go into treatment? The things that the kids have put me through? And have I put them through things? Of course I did. I'm a parent. I didn't come with no book of directions on how to do this. I was a single parent. Their dad left. Their dad didn't care whether they lived, died, have clothes on their back, a roof over their head. Are they in the hospital? Are they doing good? No. Dad didn't care about that. Not at all. And guess what happens? My daughter, my ex-husband, their father, he said, I'm not going to stick around for these kids because when they get older, God knows they're not going to care about me. He was right. But she wanted to take care of him. He's a heroin addict. Didn't care whether she lived. She wanted to take care of his drug habit, move him into a house, clothe him. Let's try to help him get on the methadone program. This is somebody who did nothing for you. I'm her mom. Okay? Stayed on the job. On the job. Was I perfect? Oh, God knows. You and I both know I wasn't perfect. Who are we kidding? No, I was not. But I was not freaking a horror show either. Anyway, all these people that want to come on my channel and they want to talk about my parents was PTSD. I told you, don't do that here. Don't. Because I realized when I listened to their stories all the way through, it was never the parents who was the narcissist. It was the kids. They had no empathy, no understanding, no compassion that a woman was doing a job that God never designed her to do it anyway. Ephesians 6:4 says, you fathers go on bringing up these kids, not women. You fathers are supposed to do that. They let their fathers off the hook, and they sit up there and talk about how freaking awful their moms were. Yeah, right. You know, you got a kid who sits up there and tell you all these awful things. Awful. Because she's in the middle of following a cult, a religion that's a cult. PTSD. Again. Really? Anyway, we'll talk again, guys. For real, because I could go off on here. Really.